Today is going to be a good day, family. Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Regina Lynn. On this podcast, we cultivate a safe space where we can confront uncomfortable conversations. In addition, we strive to create a world where every individual feels prepared, secure, and confident in the plans that they have for the future, knowing that they have provided clarity and peace of mind for themselves and their family. Let's get started in today's episode. In today's episode, we're going to discuss whether you should share information of a serious illness or not. This topic comes from I was talking to a couple of people just about if something major happens to you, a serious illness, you got to go through, let's just say it's cancer, you got to go through some type of treatment or anything like that. Do you tell them or not? And it was a, a husband who had been diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. And he and his wife had a conversation. They spoke with the doctor. And the diagnosis wasn't going to turn out favorable in a short amount of time, put it that way. He told his wife that he did not want to share with their children or anybody for that matter. And he just wanted to go through this journey with the doctors and with his wife. The wife did honor his request. And so he got sick, and you can visually see that something was wrong, something was going on. But he never would say, even though him and his wife knew what was going on, but they never would say, he would just tell them that the doctors can't find anything. Finally, a week before he transitioned, the mother and the father told the children what was going on, and it was days, like he had days to live, and that he ended up transitioning within a week or so. The children were very upset. They were upset because they felt like this is something that we could have went through with their father. This is something that they felt like their mother should not have kept. What do you think about that? I know for me, what I think is that the mother had to honor the request of her husband, honor the request of her husband. Now, some people may say that he was being selfish. Well, was he really? The children also mentioned that had they known that they would have spent more time with him, they would have come over more often and just done things with him, not just going through the journey, but creating memories, sitting at his feet, asking questions, and just getting the wealth of knowledge that he may have transitioned into with him per se. I can understand it from both perspectives to tell or to not to tell. What do you think? Put in the comments below, how would you handle this, whether you are the father, the mother, or the children? What would be your thought process? I know I've shared with a lot of people that most people who really do know me, I've said that if I ever get a diagnosis or just something major happens in my life, I would limit the amount of people that I bring into that space. And the reason being is because I know the relationship that I have with Christ. I know my prayer life. And sometimes, well, what is true, what is definitely true is that everybody has a different prayer life. Sometimes people don't pray about everything. When you're sharing that type of information, that is where the prayer warriors get out and they just go to war in the spirit and submitting the illness or the diagnosis to prayer instead of just tell the story, oh, this person was diagnosed and then that's all that comes out of this. So you're speaking, in essence, you're giving life to the diagnosis instead of praying over the diagnosis and just interceding where two or three agree. So in that case, I think that for me, I would definitely limit the amount of people that know something like that. I was going through something like that. And for the number one reason, the prayer life. And that because I would want that to, for me, I would want that to be submitted to prayer and not just keep talking about it over and over again. There's a lot of factors that go into that. The bottom line is you have to be comfortable with what your information is. You have to be comfortable with what you will share and what people would possibly do with that information. So just consider that when you're in your thinking. But I would love to know, this is a topic that I would love to know what you think. What would you do? This is a great topic to discuss with your family. If you or someone in your family is faced with a serious illness like this, or whatever the case may be, what are their wishes? What would they want from you? Or what would you want from them? So I think this is a good opportunity to open the dialogue and have a conversation that could be a difficult conversation because sometimes people don't even want to face the conversation except they wait until they get into the midst of it. So what would you do? I've heard people say before that, oh my goodness, they didn't even tell me that they were sick. And so my question is, what would you have done different? And then their answer most times is, I would have visited more. You should be visiting in anyway. Like if you want to create those memories, you should create those memories. Oh, kind of I mean, we all do it, right? We make time for a funeral, but we don't make time to go to the family reunion. I would prefer my family to come to the family reunion or go to the big family dinner on a major holiday, a major birthday, than to come to my funeral. Because I'm not here. I'm not even there. What type of memories are you creating here at my funeral? Now come to my funeral, people, because you're coming not for me, but you're coming for my son, the people that I leave behind and you're giving him support. So the funeral really isn't about the deceased person. It's more so about the family and being supportive for the family and giving them encouragement and letting them know that you're there to support them. However, I would want people to come to my 50th birthday party, my 55th birthday party, my 60th birthday party, or come to the Thanksgiving dinner or the Christmas dinner or my graduation. Do that. Come create those memories with me instead of saying, oh, I didn't even know she was sick, or I didn't even know he was sick. And then your answers, I would have visited more, I would have done more. So just think about that. And then I always say, I hear people say life is short. I cannot stand that phrase. I'm gonna be honest. I prefer to say life is precious, right? Create those memories and enjoy the moment that you have and then don't waste them in spaces that they don't need to be wasted in. So the takeaway from this particular podcast is that have a conversation on if you get a serious diagnosis or something traumatic happens, do you share that with your family or not? And then why would you not share it or why would you share it? Have the conversation about whether or not you are going to share it or not share it. And then give your reasons why you should share it or why you wouldn't share it. And then let's throw in the factor of who, how wide will that conversation go or how small will you keep that conversation? And then, as we say here on this podcast, have the conversation, put it in writing because it is better to have it and don't need it than to need it and not have it. Until next time, peace. Thank you for connecting with us on today's podcast. We're dedicated to helping families navigate life's most challenging moments, providing peace of mind for themselves and their loved ones. Until next time, hug yourself, love like you've never been hurt before, and straighten your crown. Peace.